What do you guys think of when you think of Carbink? Right? What do you think of when you think of Carbink? Good morning, good morning. When I think of Carbink, I think of one of probably the top 3 or 4 most annoying Trick Room setters I always hate to play against. Right? I always hate playing against Carbink. I always hate playing against like Oranguru. It's those Trick Room setters that have a really unique typing that have really, really good defensive abilities. So things like Oblivious, Inner Focus, Carbink has Sturdy, right? With a Rock Fairy typing. So yeah, Steel attacks do a ton, but like, Dragon attacks ain't doing anything. You have a ton of other weird resistances. And again, a lot of people don't know that Carbink gets Trick Room. And so you can kind of just throw that thing out there, and if you throw Carbink out there next to like a Palkia or a Lunala or anything, they'll attack those Pokemon because those Pokemon are good. And they'll kind of just ignore the Carbink, which means you can get a Trick Room for free. So yeah, Carbink reminds me of a sturdy Shedinja, I know, right? It also just has that whole meme attached to it, because Carbink was the Pokemon that a lot of people used in like those weird guard swap Shedinja teams to get sturdy on Shedinja. It was a big meme back in Gen 6. So yeah, I like Carbink, but I'm really happy that it's not popular because it's just so polarizing. It's also just a pretty good body press user. It gets things like Iron Defense, Body Press, good typing. It's not as good as something like Relicanth, but it's okay. And I think we're going to have a good time using it today. Also note that we're using Room Service Incineroar, which is something I've been wanting to use for a while. And then some standard like Indie Porygon Palkia stuff. How do we make Carbink work? I think one thing that we're really going to notice here, I was just talking about how hard it is to innovate in a restricted format. Man, it's hard to make some Pokemon work in a not restricted format. We had a hard time using Reuniclus the other day, and it's just as hard using Carbink. Like, look at that team. Carbink versus Groudon, that's probably not great. Carbink literally can't hit the Lunala because we're Body Press Mon. Terrible versus Sard. Not very effective versus Venu. Good against Incin. That's why Carbink's on the team, because Lunala struggles against Incineroar. Carbink can check the Incineroar, that's why we have it. Against Grim, that's about 50-50. If we get like 2 Iron defenses, we can OHKO the Grim if they don't have Reflect up. So let's just go into the game. Aqua, how's it going? And let's pop up the replay. You can see I was thinking about not using the Carbink. I was thinking about going like Porygon Indeedee and just going Redirect Trick Room and then bringing out my Restricteds. And I was even going to go like Incin Porygon, and I was like, oh, we don't have to bring those. We can bring the Carbink here. I think this is a good example of a game where Carbink might work, because it might force the Incin, and then they don't want to have to fake out the Carbink. And so, look at this. I was going to lock that in. I was going to lock this in. Like, Porygon Incin, I was like, that's so boring. Like, this format's so boring if you just go with the same boring stuff every time. So we have to innovate. We have to innovate. But I'm doing pretty good. Trying our best to make bad mons work. And I think, like I said, Carbink's a relatively underrated Trick Room setter. I think it's relatively underrated. People don't always even know that he gets Trick Room. They don't always know that it's sturdy. So you might be able to sometimes pull a fast one with Carbink. I think some of these like Gen 6 and Gen 5 mons we've been using recently, it's definitely like a breath of fresh air. Like, we used Reuniclus, and I was like, I didn't even know that thing was in the decks. And then, what was it? I'm making a team for Beheem. I'm like, bro, I didn't even know that was like a Pokemon that got into this game. Actually, I looked up Beheem's like Pokedex info. It like abducts Dubwolves for the Galar Pokedex info. It's kind of funny. So yeah, look at their board. We see the Groudon Zard. Beheem's in Sword and Shield. I know, right? But I'm going to use Meteor Beheem. Get it? Meteor Beheem. So yeah, we're just going to pick up the Groudon. And this is one of those situations. This is one of the reasons why I'm not like the biggest fan of Dynamax, right? Let's go back a sec. Look at their board, right? Look what my board is. I literally have Fake Out, Trick Room. This is a Master Ball, by the way. We are in Master Ball. I think we're about 1,500 in Master Ball right now. So, if I were to Fake Out the Groudon and they go Max Sard, I get Trick Room up. But if I Fake Out the Groudon and they Max Groudon and go like Quake into the Comfey and just Heat Wave, we lose. Right? This is one of the reasons why I'm not the biggest fan of Dynamax format. Because there's no way to like actually have control of the game. Like, there is, but there's no way to have control until you see what Pokemon your opponent wants to Dynamax with. The most amount of control I can possibly have is if I have to force the Groudon to max, then I don't get Wildfired. And that's not, like, really that much control, right? Because then they stop my Trick Room, and then they just Oko Mine Sid next turn. Like, I can bring out a Palkia, but the sun's still up. I'd have to take a few turns to, like, Wormwood him out. That's still a losing situation for me, right? So in these situations, like, this is why I'm just not the biggest fan of Dynamax format. There's too many little 50-50s like this that happen on the first turn of every single game. And, you know, thank goodness I'm playing on, like, my alt account right now, because when I'm playing on my main account and these things happen, especially when I'm streaming the games live, people are just like, oh, I'm playing against THATSAplusONE. He'll never see this one coming. And then this is a game that people would, like, probably max their Groudon, right? Just because they want to try and pull a fast one on someone that they think is better than them, even though I'm not better than anyone. I'm, like, probably one of the worst players of all time. So we fake out the Groudon here. We hope that they max the Zard. And if they max the Zard, even if you go for, like, a Wildfire or, like, an Airstream or whatever, we're going to get Trick Room up. And if we get Trick Room up, we can bring out things like Lunala. We can bring in things like Palkia if we wanted to and win the game. So, yeah, this is just one of the things I don't like about Dynamax. It doesn't cost a resource until you, like, want to. Like, the fact that anything can Dynamax is just crazy. Because, like, if this was an older format, because I've heard people say the same thing about Megas. They're like, well, you could have multiple different Megas, and you don't know which one's going to do it. If they were to lead, like, Tyranitar and Garchomp, you don't know which one's going to Mega. And it's like, actually, I could dedicate my own resources using a Friskmon to see if they actually both hold the Mega Stone, right? If they both hold the Mega Stone, those are two resources you had to dictate too. So, like, I don't have to care about your other option as much because they don't have an item, right? Everything's Mega Ray. Yeah, it's just so nuts. And so, I like that it one-shots our Incin there, actually. I like that it one-shots our Incin because it's a free switch. So, sick. I love the Incin actually just goes down to that. And it actually shows me that it's Life Orb. And the fact that it's showing me that it's Life Orb, right, shows me that I can come in with my Lunala and go for the Meteor Beam. So, this is actually the absolute perfect turn for me, right? I get a free switch in Lunala. I get a free Trick Room. We get to see what exactly the Zard's item is, so we're fine. Just come in with Lunala. We're good to go. But do you see exactly how this would have 100% lost me the game if, like, they just maxed the Groudon? Game over. Heatwave, max Groudon, I lose. I just think that's such a weird dynamic. You know? How the game can just... How that's just fine. You know? Imagine if that happened in chess. You know? Like, there's just no rules. It's just kind of just after the, and now that we know what Dynamax, like, everything's fine. Like, now I have complete control basically no matter what you're doing. I think. So we go for that big Iron Defense there. Big Iron Defense. Zard goes for the correct Max Guard play, which I think is fine. And then, you know, he blocks our Meteor Beam, which is good. Like, that's a smart play. This person knows what they're doing. We can start as Max next turn. I don't like that moves can miss Max Mons. I agree. I think most moves should hit. I also just think that, like, Dynamax makes you so, like, immune to so many things. I don't want to just complain about Dynamax. I don't want this to be one of those streams. But it's just, it's hard to understand, like, exactly what needs to be done to actually play aggressively and pin people when they can just double their stats, make themselves immune to pretty much most status moves, and then hit for, like Z moves every single turn that can set dots, can change the weather, can change the terrain, and do all that stuff. Oko move should always hit max mons. I agree. Do you guys remember when BDSP came out and everyone was like, wow, this is what Pokemon's supposed to be, when they actually saw, like, how, like, fake outs and, like, speed tiering and, like, other sorts of, like, weird speed control worked? And they're like, wow, this is so nice and fresh. And then the, you know, regionals came back and everyone hopped off, but it was still fun. Look at that damage from Carbink. Big body press. Luke Fall. Carbink gets that Spadef boost. Yeah, you gotta get that Zard off the board. I don't think I don't think Moongeist Beam, so, like, I don't think, like, Phantasm would have KO'd, right? Because remember, they light screened, I think? So I had to go for the Rockfall there. And it sucks it breaks my Shadow Shield. But we're alright. We're still doing good. That Grimmsnarl's getting chunked. UT Scarf Sheer Called Ogre? Yeah. And maybe I'm just, like, a boomer, you know? Maybe I'm just, like, I want Pokemon to be what I want, like what it used to be. And the fact that it's not, like, just makes me sad. But, like, I just don't like the way that Pokemon's, like, evolved. You know, that's why I love BDSP. That game, like, it's very easy to use my resources to limit what my opponent can do. I can pin them by, like, correctly targeting, getting the right mons down in the right situations, and I can just be in a really, really good spot. And then you're trying to do the same thing in, like, Dynamax format, Sword and Shield VGC, and then they just, like, double all their stats, use Z moves every single turn, change the weather, and there's so many changes that can happen in one turn from them maxing the wrong mod. Like, if they would have maxed Groudon, it would have been right, but it would have also been wrong. You know? They're rewarded for playing, like, bad on purpose. And I just don't think that, like, a situation like that is indicative of, like, a competitive game. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, I can also hold the L and say, like, but that's it. If you're not preparing for everything, you should have led better. You should have done this. Like, you're probably right. But, like, in no other Pokemon format would something like that have worked, you know? Like, everything that I've learned playing Pokemon for the longest time, that would be incorrect. Speaking about incorrect, I think this is a really good play that we make here. We're running out of Trick Room turns, and, like, we want to go after the Lunala, because we actually are using, like, a 0-speed Lunala. And they make a really good play protecting there. And so what I'm thinking here is if we, like, go for, like, the Phantasm into the Lunala, we would get the KO. And also we could, like, take out the Groudon or something like that by dropping the defense. But I think my Trick Room ends this turn, and I think I then switch my Lunala out to then bring in Palkia and then Trick Room again, like, safely, and then I get the KO on it. So I make some pretty good plays. Look at this Precipice Blades. Look at that weak Groudon versus our Iron Defense Carbink. The boy coming in hot. Look at this. Boom! Carbink big busted. Groudon ain't ever even heard of it. So, yeah, I think the Trick Room is about to end, right? And then I just switch out. Instead of, like, trying to, you know, just soak damage on the Lunala, I'm like... Because what would happen here if I like, got Moongeist beamed, Trick Room, and then brought up my Palkia or something, and I miss Spatial Run, I lose, you know? I think you just switch in the Palkia, and then Trick Room to make sure Lunala guarantee underspeeds there. Lunala will just come in with Moongeist beam when we win. So, yeah, Carbink putting in work. Yeah, Carbink... See, it's possible to win with these Pokemon, right? It's 100% possible. Like, Carbink is what made us win. We got the Iron Defenses off. We got a Trick Room. We're actually going to get a second Trick Room off in just a minute. We KO'd the Grim. We KO'd the Groudon. Like, it's good, right? But, like, why would you ever use it over, like, a Regieleki? You know what I mean? Lecky could have KO'd the Zard and pinned the Zard, you know? Like, we could have just led Lecky Palkia and just, like, checked their Zard and Wormwind into their Groudon slot. You know? There's so many situations where it's like, it's just less optimal to use these niche mons. Safety Goggles to Shuka or Pinch for Incin. I have two different Incins, and one has Goggles as Shuka. I like Citrus, but like this one's using a room service today. And we get the crit, right? We get the crit. We didn't need it. We still have the Lunala in the back. But yeah, it really depends on what your team says it does. It just really depends on what your team says it does. I don't like Pinch on Incin personally, just because it's too hard to get off, in my opinion. I'd rather use Citrus. And if I was going to not use, like, if the Citrus are already used, I'd use Leftovers, probably. I just don't really like Pinch Berry. So we're going up against this guy's team. I love seeing more Kanto Rapidash, right? Going up against Jan. And actually, like, I wanted to see, because I know that he's going to be doing a collab with Wolfie soon, right? He's going to be doing a collab with Wolfie soon. And I don't know if it's going to be like a Nuzlocke collab or like a, you know, I know Wolfie's done this thing where he takes like a bunch of content creators up to like Master Ball and tries to get him rank 1 or whatever. And he did it with like Jaden animations. So I was like, oh man, is Wolfie going to be taking Jan up to like rank 1 and doing a collab? And so I checked and Pokemon Challenges was streaming his Nuzlocke. So it's not that Jan. But I was like, bro, that'd be so sick. I watch all Pokemon Challenges videos. And I just wanted to, because like, I want to know if I needed to respect more options. Obviously, I wasn't going to snipe. I just want to know if they're streaming Pokemon. Also, it couldn't have been him just because, like I said, he was streaming a different game. So here we go. Thundi Kyogre versus Indeedee Palkia. Indeedee Palkia, man. So oppressive. So oppressive. And they get the rain up, but like we really don't care, you know? I think Indeedee is one of those Pokemon that, you know, I was just talking about not being able to have control. Indeedee is one of those few Pokemon in the format that, like, Whimscott's another. Lecky's another. Kind of like one of the reasons why I like them is they're the best shots that you get at having control. Because Indeedee has very few things that can deal with it. You need to use a lot of AoE damage. You need to like double into it, which means Indeedee, you force your opponent to play a specific way to deal with it, right? If we go over the follow me here, there's no way in hell that I don't get this Trick Room up. I get it up every single time, and that's what I want to see, right? I want to see it up every single time. You have to double into Indeedee. Also, I get a free switch in whatever I want. So, good Pokemon. Indeedee's good, but I don't want to play Indeedee every game because then eventually, the ways that you'd be able to outplay that are go like Imprison Mons. Better AoE options than this team here, right here has. You could also like switch in Rillas, or you could go with really passive lead and wait out my Trick Room. There's a lot of counterplay to Indeedee, but Indeedee, if your opponent's not ready for it, you just get a free win off it. Multi-battle. I've not really done multi-battles, like where each person's controlling another Pokemon, because we did that once in X and Y. There was a bunch of streamers that used to stream like multi-battles, where like I'd have a Pokemon, my teammate would have a Pokemon, and it was supposed to be us and them versus the opponents. But what it always turned into was all three people would just attack the streamer, right? Whether it be me or like other streamers that did it, everyone would just attack the streamer. So I don't know if that would be a good thing. Indeedee is Lele with a ghost immunity and redirection. Yeah, it's broken, right? It's like actually broken. It's not even that much slower or weaker either. It doesn't get Focus Blast though. So yeah, I think we just get the Thundy off the board and we're good to go. Brothers Paradox, yeah. But like, the thing is, everyone just attacks the streamer. They just get the streamer off the board. You gotta remember, if anyone on Twitch will take the opportunity to grief the streamer, they probably will. So, don't know if I like that one. Look at that Expanding Force Lunala is so sick, right? You don't, like, always see the Expanding Force Lunala, but, like, if you can get away with, like, one Expanding Force, oh my gosh, it's so much damage. Imagine if we had to, like, double target that Thundy and didn't get any damage in the Ogre. Like, I'd almost say we were behind, I'd almost say we would be behind. But the fact we stuck that much damage on Ogre means now we can just max our Palkia or max Lunala and be in a good spot. We also haven't used our Meteor Beam yet, so if we have to use Meteor Beam on something, we can. They had something that was requiring me to Meteor Beam. I don't remember if it was like an Incin or like their other restricted or something, but it was something I wanted to Meteor Beam. Maybe it was the Thundy. I think Rill is a good mon to bring out here. It takes away the terrain, but I think we're in a good spot here. No more Expanding Force. Big sads. Big sad energy. Do I double into the Rilla? No, don't do that. It was the Incin that I wanted a Meteor Beam. I'm thinking right now if I should be blowing my Meteor Beam right now. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking I brought the Carbink too. Look at me. Oh man, do I switch in Carbink? Oh, what an absolute PogChamp I am. Oh yeah, because I think they're gonna double into the Lunala, right? I don't want Lunala to get KO'd by a Grassy Glide, and it will actually KO this Lunala set. So we're gonna stick a Wormwind onto it, either it KOs or, it's now attacked weakened for when I want to bring the Lunala back out. It's a good play. See, Carbink making plays out here. That was a unique switch in. Big Max Palkia. Thanks for the train, bro. I'm gonna need it. And the fact that I don't have Life Orb, like, is actually kind of nice. It means I can sit around for just a little bit longer. So there's the Grassy Glide into the Lunala slot, which, again, does a lot to Carbink. Super effective, but we eat it like a champ. I should use Weakness Policy now. Yeah, Carbink literally, it's like Carbink's been played just like a Sashmon. And we just Oko their Rilla. It's like, bro. Palkia is so busted. Just one shot at it. There's a Geyser. And, yeet. Yeah, Carbink's just like a secondary Sash Trick Room setter in the back. And we just get to bring the Lunala back out, and we got a Grassy Train tick. So it's like, that's a win. That's nice. Bring the Lunala back out. I'm thinking the last mon's probably the Zacian, but I still think that was the right play. Just because I think that, like, Lunala is just better overall versus, like, Zacian, Kyogre, and stuff like that. There's the Zacian. If I would have thought their last mon was Incin, I would have just sacked the Lunala and just used Carbink to check the Incin in the back, but I knew it was the Zacian. So I'm thinking 2 turns left on Trick Room. If they go for like double protects, this is bad. I'm pretty sure I Oko the Zacian with a Max Geyser boosted by the Rain and the Illustrious Orb and the Stab. So I think we go for the Meteor Beam just in case. Because like another thing is if they protect Zacian and I double into the Kyogre with like a Meteor Beam and, you know, I Geyser into the Zacian slot, after the chip damage from the Geyser into the Zacian, the +1 from the Meteor Beam would let my Lunala KO the Zacian with a Moongeist Beam if they didn't actually KO it this turn. So, like, let's say they go for like a Max Lightning or a Max Hailstorm into my Palkia slot. The +1 here would allow my Lunala to then KO the Zacian next turn if they protected this turn. Currently hunting for a Palkia for my Trick Room team. What nature would you pick? It really depends on what you want to do with it. Like, Modest or Timid are the standard natures if you're going to be playing it with like an Aleki or like a faster core. This one's obviously quiet, so you can play it with Trick Room. So yeah, we just go for the double. And I like that I respected the Zacian. Like, they could have protected that turn or the next turn. And I just respected the Zacian. I really like that I committed to respecting Zacian. And look, they hit the Palkia just like I said. So if they did protect Zacian, the fact they hit Palkia here, Lunala has enough points to KO the Zacian this turn if its protector's on cooldown. And then we get to start just chunking out that Kyogre with like Spatial Rends or stuff like that. I think we still have actually one more turn of max, don't we? Because you maxed, I think they maxed earlier than I did. So that was a good play. A lot of people would probably think about like, I'm not going to say ignoring the Zacian, but like overvaluing Kyogre here. And we just didn't have to. We had to put the respect on Zacian. And I think it just played pretty well. So we do be taking those. And Carbink, it did its job. It got Lunala out of dodge. Lunala came back out. Lunala helped secure the victory. Like, good stuff. Good Carbink victory. And we do be loving to see that. I think we get to see their team too. Yeah, let's check out their team. So Rillaboom Miracle Seed. That's the guy that got one-shotted by the Wormwind. And full Zacian, Sweeper Zacian. Big Thundy, Mental Orb Thundy. With all the terrains, and not terrains, all like the prankster moves. And that's why we led Psychic Terrain, to be able to deal with that. Parting Shot and Sin. Full speed Assault Vest Ogre. Wow, the degeneracy. We're at the point where we're just like putting full speed on an Ogre is degenerate. And the Rapidash with a Sash and Charm. I did not know Rapidash got Charm. Charm and Will-O-Wisp. That's double dipping right there. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, it was cool to see that team. And also it's German, right? So it's from it could have been Pokemon Challenges. I'm kidding. Anyways, this guy has Eternatus, Dialga, Torkoal Venu. Big Torkoal Venu energy. We're still bringing the Carbink, I think. I think we still bring Carbink here. Carbink's pretty dope for Urshifu, I think. I really liked Inity to neuter all the prankster shenanigans going around. Yeah, I think Inity is like a good Pokemon that every team should have. Just because it's one of those Pokemon that's really, really hard to deal with. And we're past the point where if you go like Inity Hat, people can just kind of wait you out. But if you go like Inity and a big bully mom like Palkia or something like that, like they gotta speed things up a little bit. Big Torkoal energy over there. Alright. So, how do we deal with the Torkoal? Oh man, the default trainer cards coming in hot out here. Alright. Yes, this is, like I said, this is my alt account, so we have, like, the other stuff. The Cherish Ball Torkoal. Thoughts on Boltund? I think it's okay. Better than people give it credit for. It was probably one of my best performing mons when I used it in the WBE, so I like Boltund a lot, actually. But it just has a good speed tier. But there's no reason to ever use it over Regieleki, right? That's the thing that sucks. It's like every single niche mon that exists is pretty much a lesser version of like some legendary or some restricted. For the most part. It has Strongjaw. I like Strongjaw, actually. Yeah, I like Strongjaw. That's why I use it. I use Choice Band Strongjaw. This is going to be the worst looking turn for any opponent we've ever seen in our life. You know, if this isn't an example of like power creep, I don't know what is. Competitive's like good, but it's pretty expected, right? The thing is, like, I don't know if you ran calcs for Boltund, because I've ran a bunch of calcs. Like, basically the way competitive Boltund works is they're in Sin procs your competitive, and then you just don't kill it back. And then it just, like, Flare Blitzes you and you die, and you're like, well, what a Boltund. you know? What a good Pokemon that I invested building my team around to that took like most teams don't want more than one ground weakness or more than two. So like you're giving it one of your ground weaknesses. You're giving like a ton of like tech to like make this guy work, and it just doesn't work. But here we go. You see this? They missed the sleep powder on the Palkia. We chunked their Incin and then just like, or chunked their Torkoal and then just like. Doesn't that just feel good? Into the Palkia, boys and girls. You heard it here first. Oh, that's just the bee's knees. You could feel the rage quit, right? You can literally feel it. You could feel it in your bones. Feel it in your bones. But the thing is, like, I don't think you need competitive to make that work, though. Like, competitive's obviously on there. But yeah, then you're not really playing it with enough special attack investment to really abuse the competitive. Which means, at that point, if you're not even using them on the correct way it should be used, just running a Lucky. You know? Or like an Alolan Persian or something. So yeah, we take those. And this guy's team has, what is that? Ho-Oh and Zygarde. Oof. See, if that Alecki was a Boltund over there, maybe you'd do a little bit better. I don't think this game is against the actual Jay-Z. I think Jay-Z would take me to town. Oh my gosh! Royal Guard just gifted 20 more subs! Oh my god! Yo! Holy moly! Tasty, tasty rage quit. 20 more subs. Oh my freaking goodness. 20 guys, can you put some subs up, please? Like, can we put some subs up? 20 more subs! It's not 6 in the morning. I can scream. I can go like, woo! 20 more. 20 big ones. Holy moly. We don't even need to see this screen anymore. The screen, it doesn't even exist. Let's put some big subs up. Put up all your favorite emotes. They don't even have to be subs. Like, you know, I'm gonna put up this emote because Royal Guard's presence in the stream is a gift. There we go. There we go. Yo, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Yo, helping me have a great day. It's literally just single-handedly. I was having a rough day, man. I've had a rough week. And so they're helping me do my absolute best. Thank you. I know they wanted to see Klefki, right? I can make Klefki work. If I can make Carbink work, I can make Klefki work. Oh my gosh, look at all these emotes. There we go. Umbreon emotes. Sub-emotes. This person's maxed their ho, but you can't really tell. That Umbreon emote's actually really, really cool. Anytime. Well, thank you so much, my friend. It's been a rough 2 weeks. It's been a rough 2 weeks. Like, the past 2.5 weeks, I've tried to completely reinvent my stream schedule. Stream a lot earlier, get a lot more work done, and be just more productive. And, you know, my fiance was saying I fell into, like, looking up, like, toxic positivity stuff where they're like, you just gotta hustle and be good. And I'm like, no, that's not it. But, like, more so, I think I've fallen into the thing where, like, I see my peers doing things, like, better than me, and it just makes me sad. Like, she compared it to, like, looking through, like, Instagram and seeing all, like, the beautiful, beautiful people, and, like, you just feel bad about how you look, you know? I see all these other people, like, you know, Wolfie, Zhang, all these other YouTubers, Moxie Boosted, doing all these things and having all these cool ideas, and I'm like, man, I just got, like, too much ladder anxiety to play this game live, and it just makes me sad. And then, like, the views and the numbers aren't where I want them to be, so I just appreciate the support, man. I appreciate it. Literally, you've single-handedly kept the stream alive over the past 2 weeks, so thank you for the support. I'm doing my best, and love your content, appreciate how much you put in. I work as hard as I can, you know what I mean? I work as hard as I can. I do my best. The consistency is incredible. Somebody has to do it, you know? I've been uploading YouTube videos daily since 2015, and before that, I had the channel going back to, like, 2011. So, the Electrode emote is goated. I agree, I love the Electrode emote. But thank you so much. Like, seriously. I cannot say thank you enough. Literally everyone is left because all the emote spam. I don't even care, man. It's who you are that keeps you coming back. Well, I appreciate it, you know. The thing about, like, being a streamer is, like, anything could just, like, go away in a day, you know. There could be a new person people want to watch. There could be a new game where your game falls out of favor, and it's rough. More recorded battles? Yeah, more recorded battles today. Thanks for sharing. Week is not over yet. Oh, man. No, it is. Tomorrow, I have to go to San Francisco. I'm going to be a part of, like, I'm going to help film a skateboarding thing for some pro skaters in San Francisco. And then on Sunday, I might stream on Sunday. I might also stream tomorrow morning before San Francisco. But I have to go help some freestyle skateboarders in San Francisco. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't be sad, my guy. If you're not having fun, do what helps you have fun. Well, the thing is, like, I guess I could have fun, you know? But, like, I really feel that, you know, streaming started for me. I think one of the reasons why I'm successful, I'll read Smurf's comment first. I just love watching you. Feel like a homie. Don't have anyone home that likes to play Pokemon, so you're awesome, man. Can't allow yourself to get in your head. You're your own worst enemy. I agree. I definitely am. I do that to myself. But, you know, I started streaming and making content as a hobby, right? And I think that's one thing that is one of the reasons why I was able to, like, become a Twitch partner, be able to have, like, a relatively successful YouTube channel, is because I started doing it just for fun, because I wanted to show off, like, cool sets and fun things like that. I think there's a lot of people now that just want to be streamers because they think, like, it's a viable career, or they just want to get rich quick, and that's not what it's about. And so when you switch over, like, having to do something that was a hobby for fun over to, like, now I have to do it and I have to replicate it and I have to make it better every single time, otherwise I don't get to pay my bills, it's way more stress involved. There's so much more stress. Like, that's why we've been doing these recorded battles, because, like, I can't force myself to, like, have that level of stress while doing it live, at least where I am right now. It's so much stress playing the games live. It's just so much. Personally love these recorded videos. I appreciate you can pause to provide more explanation to your thought process. It's so helpful for me as a newbie to online battles. Well, we've done a really good job in every game but this one. But I appreciate it. Yeah, in this situation, the way that you beat things like Palkia Zygarde, if you ever are going against either of those, just stick Wormwinds and Partings into them all day. There's nothing they can do. The fact, like, this is me abusing the fact that both the restricteds are physical attackers that have no real way to, like, boost their physical attack easily. Right? There's no deck rate mon. There's no, like, policy proc. Like, the Zygarde can coil, but the Ho-Oh is just stuck being super neutered, and the Zygarde's just a weak Zygarde. I remember Devon.com. I remember that. Must be such a grind. I get where you're coming from, but it makes me a little sad because I still get to enjoy the games as a casual and I don't have as much at stake. Yeah, that's the thing, is, like, I wish that I could just, like, casually enjoy Pokemon again. Every once in a while, you'll see me have a lot of fun. Like, I have that Frostmoth video I'm coming out with in a couple days. That was a blast to play. And that was a team that was submitted by one of my members on Patreon. I loved that. Like, every once in a while, I'll think of, like, a really cool tech, and I'm excited to show it off. But I wish that it happened more frequently. Turning physical attackers into wet noodles feels so good in the format, especially doing it to Zacian. I agree. But yeah, like, literally, my YouTube channel, I started that YouTube channel because I was like, okay, when I'm old, I want to be able to watch these videos and remember just how freaking cool I was at these dumb combos teams. Because all my teams at the start were, like, dumb combo teams. And I loved it, you know? And then now we're here. And I don't know at what point I, like, got turned into, like, the Pokemon authority guy, like, senpai teacher. Because, like, it happened before I started, like, doing coaching sessions. Like, people asked for coaching sessions, so I started doing them, and I had to figure out how to do that. But, yeah, like, I was eventually, like, people came to me for advice and like, tips for how to do things, and they wanted me to explain it. And I was like, what they really don't understand is that, like, this is me just, like, trying my absolute hardest to, like, meme on people, like, 90% of the time. And there's definitely numbers and, like, thoughts behind it, but it all stems from me just trying to do things that I think are cool. What are the restricted mons you think can never win an event, no matter the team? I really think that, like, any restricted that's not, like, a base Calyrex, a base Kyurem, you know, what is that, Cosmog, you can win with anything. Most people would probably say, like, it's impossible to win with Giratina and Kyurem Black. It's like, no, it's definitely possible. Those things are good, you know? They're definitely good. So it's definitely possible to win with them. Zekrom, no, I think that all those can. All those can definitely win one. You say, like, win an event. Like you say, win a major event. I definitely think that you can win with those. I think Zygarde has won a regional. Lugia's not, but Lugia's really slept on. Ho-Oh has won tournaments before. Ho-Oh is Ho-Oh was the best restricted in Moon Series. And Zekrom, my Zekrom team was fucking goated. I could win anything with that team. I think Zekrom's good. So, I think Zekrom's also won a regional in, like, Germany in, like, 2016. I could be super wrong. But I think it did. And, like, people have used Giratina a lot. Like, Giratina is definitely usable. It was more usable in 2016 than it is now. Restricted, I don't think can win anything, though. Like, Restricteds can do anything. The thing about it is, like, realistically, oh my god, Royal just gave 20 more subs! Yo! Yo! Whoa! 20 more! Holy crap! Whoa! You know what happens, Chad? I gotta put some more subs up. Welcome to the sub club. Put up all the sub emotes. Let's find some more cool emotes. Oh my gosh, 20 more subs! Let's do it. Yo, subs. Oh my gosh, Royal Guard. Oh my gosh. Oh man. And like, I can't even believe it. Like, I don't even know how I got so lucky. I really just don't even know how I got so lucky. There needs to be more subs up, guys. I love that Umbreon one, the Shiny Rave one. That's a really cool emote. That's probably one of the best animated emotes I think I've ever seen. Here, let's put up some of these. There we go. That's an old emote, the one on my face. We need to make new emotes, man. I love this +1 Rave one, though. I think that one's really, really cool. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know how I got this lucky. And so I just need to stop complaining. I gotta stop complaining and just bite the bullet and play Pokemon for fun. There we go. Some Butterfree emotes up there, too. Yeah, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. People are gonna be like on the Twitch directly looking at my screen like, what the fuck is even going on? Alright. Do you guys like the emotes on the screen? Or does it like ruin the experience? I think the emotes on the screen is like actually really, really cool. I like that it's like also only on like my camera and like that part of the screen. It's not blocking the chat. It's not blocking any of the stuff. It's just like on the screen kind of. Yeah, it's a sick emote. I think it's a really, really cool one. The Butterfree emotes? I should play that Mystery Dungeon game. I love them. Yeah, I think it makes the stream so much more fun. Yes, okay, good. Yeah, because we did it on accident one time. Can you give me a suggestion for a random Pokemon to use? Because I can't think of anything good. Silvally is a really underrated mon that can be used in a lot of unique situations. But if you're looking for, like, random Pokemon that you can just splash on a team that can still have a lot of impact, most Ghost types actually work. Ghost types are really good because they're not fake-outable, which means if you have, like, a cheese or sort of, like, a policy procker or, like, a strat you want to use, you can use a Ghost type. Or, like, an Inner Focus mon. The next mon that I'm going to be featuring is Beheem. So, you can try and use Beheem. I'm a gamer for 24 years, but Pokemon is the best community by far. You know what? Pokemon really does. I think the general Pokemon community is pretty goated. You know, obviously, Royal Guard is the best member of the Pokemon community. Literally. Like, that's enough. That's more than enough streams to, like, keep the stream going for, like, 2 weeks and me, like, not care if I get any subs every day. Because, like, they're literally doing all the lifting themselves. I don't have to, like, worry, like, oh, man, am I going to be able to eat mac and cheese today? Did I get a sub? You know? They're literally just doing it all by themselves. When you use Grass Silvally, I don't think you're going to use a type. I think that, like, regular I like banded normal Silvally, which is really, really strong. Multi-attack doesn't turn into Overgrowth? That's weird. I didn't know that. You know, I'm very fortunate that, you know, I feel like a lot of the other PokeTubers for VGC are just now getting to the same level that I was on. To where, like, when you go to, like, Moxie Boosted or even Eeks when he did VGC, I don't know if Zang has one, but, like, James Beck, all these people, Nino, Jin, they all have their own Discords now. I think I was, like, one of the first people for VGC to have like a Discord for their as like a streamer, right? Obviously, there's tons of VGC Discords. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like a streamer Discord for VGC. I think I was one of the first. I'm also, I think, the only Discord partner out of all of us. I don't think any of the other ones are partnered because it's way too hard to get partnership now for Discord. Man, they locked that stuff down. But everyone's starting to like finally get like Discords. They're starting to do multiple platform content. You know, Moxie's going from like YouTube doing more Twitch. James Beck is definitely saturated on Twitch and YouTube. I think the next step is people doing stuff on Patreon. Like I was just saying, like YouTube, Twitch, Patreon, Discord, having all those platforms like saturated is the only way to even make any living doing like Pokemon content, unless you're like A-Drive, you know. But it's all thanks to Royal today. Oh man, Royal literally keeping the lights on all by themselves. And we are going to take this one. This was a long game, right? This game against this Ho-Oh guy. We basically just wet noodled this Ho-Oh and Zygarde down into oblivion, and we're going to get the win. But yeah, thank you for the follows. Appreciate it. A lot of people getting gifted subs. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Remember to link your Discord and your Twitch if you got gifted a sub. We are going to be doing a Discord tournament for Discord subscriber members next week. Does Darkest Lair ignore attack drops? I think it ignores everything on your opponent's mons. So that's what I think it does. But be sure to link your Discord and your Twitch, and be sure to, you know, peep in the Discord a little bit. I think Eek started doing something with Patreon now, but with a Genshin game. Yeah, I think so. Patreon cut is so much less than Twitch's 50% cut. Yeah, Patreon only takes like, and also I have like a grandfathered in Patreon plan. So like Patreon doesn't take like anything, realistically. And Twitch's 50% cut, I will say, not everyone on Twitch has the 50% cut. I have a much better contract, but I'm not allowed to talk about it. I have a premium. I'm a premium partner. This guy had a cool team. Solgaleo Kyogre. Shiny Rufflet. I have no idea. I know people use Rufflet though. It gets Hustle. Hustle's such a cool ability. But yeah, there's different types of like cuts. Like I think affiliates get like a 50-50 cut, and most partners that are signed now get a 50-50 cut. But if you're a premium partner, you know, all those subs that just got gifted go way further for me than a lot of the other people. See, yeah, Captain America. See, you could. Definitely could. Let's see, what's a good name? See, like, I like the cute names more. I would name it like, I would name it Ruffles. Like the potato chips. Because it's like Rufflet? Ruffles? That's what I would name it. I don't even know why I included this game. I thought this game was funny. It's always funny to include games like this one. So they lead P2 Kyogre, right? Right, they lead P2 Kyogre. Pretty defensive lead. And we lead Incin Carbink. I think I was trying to catch the soul. Like, just because I wanted to max the Incin and just pop it in the mouth. But, like, also, Incineroar was just good versus this. This is another situation, like, it's pausing again and just talk about it. Like, realistically, if I'm looking at this board, right? If I fake out the Porygon, I stop Trick Room. I can do whatever I want. But they get to spout me, and I get my stash clocked, and I lose my Incin. So, you're thinking, like, alright, well then, why don't I just fake out the Ogre, let them get up Trick Room, and then I have 2 mons at under speed. And then I can, like, parting shot versus the Kyogre because I have a room service. Right? So that means you should be you should be fake out in the Ogre, if you're me, allowing them to do whatever they want, and then just parting. Right? That's what most people do here. The problem with this is, if they just max the Ogre, they get a free kill on the Incin, or they could also just double into the Carbink and then not set TR. Right? So this is one of those few situations where it's like, in every other Pokemon game, the correct line of play to play the game correctly and exude pressure and pin is to fake out Ogre. But your opponent can just be like, herpity derpity, Dynamax Andy, here we go, turn 1, and just like throw all rhyme or reason out the table, steal a free KO, and again, maybe that's just me like not being acceptable at the times, but like in every other Pokemon game, like that level of being massively punished for doing something correctly has never really been a thing, you know? I shouldn't be punished for like, I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to say you shouldn't be punished for playing the game correctly. But, like, I shouldn't automatically lose the game for making the safe play. And that's what Dynamax, that's what I don't like about Dynamax. They can just choose to max Ogre, right? And again, them maxing Ogre is not even bad, right? It's not bad. There are good things about the maxing Ogre too for me. Like, it wastes their max turns a little bit earlier than mine. So, like, I would have more tempo in late game. It would just change the dynamic of the game. But, like, realistically, I shouldn't just almost lose everything. Like, I can play out of it, but, like, I'd much rather them just not max this turn. It's very similar to the first game that we saw. Like, if they just maxed them on that most likely they wouldn't, we would lose. And, like, who else are they going to max in this team? You know, they have a soul, but they don't have to max it. And so they don't max. Like, they could have just maxed and we would have lost. Because we want to stop the spout. And they go for an Eerie Impulse. Because they don't know what the hell Carbink does. And so we take those. Did I trick room, or did I just go for an Iron Defense? Body, just a raw. Oh, yeah, I like this play. I just go for the raw body presses because I know that I'm going to lose both my mons. And I thought they were going to trick room, so I wanted to get a little bit of damage on the Porygon. We also see Lefty's Ogre, which is not vested, which we're going to know for later. But yeah, we want to end this Porygon at about that much health so Palkia can finish it off at any time. So we can like switch in Palkia, and we can continually just throw body presses into that Porygon. If he wants to go for like recovers, if he wants to do anything like that, we'll always end him at that much, and then we can just finish off the Porygon with the Palkia. So what we're doing right here is we're trying our best to like not wall them, but make it so what their plays that they're doing aren't having as much of an impact. So like if you're going to go for double up into my Porygon, or double, if you're going to go for like a water spout here, it's going to clock my Sturdy, and it's not going to do anything to the Palkia. Origin Pulse misses anyways, Lamau. You didn't max again. You definitely could have maxed that turn too. And again, if they would have been maxed already, they would have been having to fight Palkia. So that would have not have been great. And if they're Trick Rooming here, cool, I do want you to Trick Room me. I have a room service and sit in the back ready to go. They just go for the recover, which is the right play. And we're just keeping that Porygon at the exact same spot so we can finish off with Palkia. Even though I'm using a slower Palkia, I will still be able to outspeed their Porygon and KO it with a a Max Geyser from here, right? So you can see, like, this person's just very slightly being kept out of doing exactly what they want to do. And that's sometimes all you gotta do to win, you know? Gotta head out. Got plans with my daughter today. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. Yeah, be sure to thank Royal Guard, everybody, and have a great day. Yes. So we're going for the Trick Room this turn, but we can just take out the Porygon before we can Eerie Impulse my Palkia. And if you remember their team, they had like Solgaleo and Sin and stuff like that. They don't have any switch-ins for this. So we can max the Palkia, deal with the Porygon. Doesn't really matter what they bring out. Palkia deals with that too. Good to go. And so we just didn't let our opponent be a bully. And so they rage quit. They sat there thinking, like, ugh. And if they wanted to trick him, I would have played differently, you know, but they just didn't. So Carbink busted. Doing our job. And do we check the team? I think we do, yeah. So weakness policy Soul. Not bad. Big special attack lefties. Ogre with Calm Mind Ogre. Yeah, I couldn't really do that much. And big special attack Life Orb Zapdos. Didn't bring that. Yeah, that's Palkia just rocks that. Palkia rocks this guy. And Palkia can kind of beat that too with like a Wormwind. So, yeah, it wasn't even like a vested set. So, we take those. It was also Analytic Porygon. That's crazy. Yeah, he had like no moves to really hit it. So, this guy has Xerneas. We lost to the last Xerneas team that we played. Remember, they like didn't max. They played really, really well. They played like super, super well. And so, I don't want to lose to another Xerneas team. And it's definitely possible to lose to Xerneas with like, Look at this board. How are we supposed to use Carbink here? They got Xerneas, Crobat, Groudon, Zapdos. It's like, bruh. Talk about an uphill battle for our boy Carbink. And it's definitely possible, though. I mean, I think Xerneas is still just like a really, really underrated mon. I think best of one, Xerneas is like one of the best restricteds. Just because you don't know exactly how they're going to get it off. And you have to dedicate so many resources. Like, there's so much PTSD that goes along with like playing against Xerneas. Like everyone that's been playing VGC for the past like 5 or 6 years has lost literally hundreds of games to Xerneas. You have to know if they're going Tailwind, Fake Out, Redirection, or Dynamax, turn 1 with the Xerneas' teammate. And you have to guess which one it is next to Xerneas, because all of them pin something and allow the Xerneas to get the Geomancy off. And usually if the Xerneas gets the Geomancy off, it just wins the game. And so you have to respect that on the first turn of the game, the second turn of the game, the third turn of the game, the fourth, every turn of the game. You have to be respecting what Xerneas can be bringing to the table. And it's hard. It's really, really hard. And so the fact that they're not leading Xerneas tells me they want to go like potential Tailwind and or Cheese with Crobat into like bring Xerneas out mid-game and just be a bully. Which, you know, this lead forced me to respect Xerneas. I was planning on like fake outing Xerneas, Trick Rooming, and then next turn like Parting Shot. Oh, I was going to max the Incin into the Xern because I wanted to take out the Xerneas in one hit. So let's see what I actually do here. I don't remember. Yeah, wait, yeah, I do. I kind of remember how this one goes. So again, you remember I was talking about like people can just max things. And if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't, you know. But if they just max that Groudon and just pop me off, what am I going to do, you know? It's a win-win. Like, I think this is a good example of like a good max turn on Groudon. Just because Groudon would like to get a Quake boost. But also, this lead forces them to respect my ability to be Shuckle Berry, right? So I don't know if they would waste a max turn on this. They might just throw a P-Blades and then max the next turn. And they don't get a next turn. So, like, we just go for the Fake Out. They whiff the Hypnosis, the Degeneracy, and we go for the Trick Room, and it's like, bruh, let's go. Let's go, Lunala. That's right. So Trick Room's up. Whiffed Hypnosis, we do be taking those. 60% of the time, every single time, except for this time. And yeah, we just go for the FB. I think you just double into the Crobat, right? With Moongeist. Because we want to respect Sash. We can't let them go for another Hypnosis. Like, we would just lose. So we have to respect Sash. Even though, realistically, they're probably Wide Ones. I think you have to respect Sash. I think I was looking at their team right there to see, like, if there was another common Sash user. I don't think there really was. So, just go for this. It's probably Sash Entity, I think. But just make sure that we can do some good damage to Crobat. And we're in a pretty good spot here. Realistically, we're going to get damage on the Crobat, get it off the board. This would open up a spot for Xerneas, but like if you go for like a max Quake into my Lunala, you're not getting any damage and at least mine Sin up. And if you're protecting, I don't care about your Groudon, but if you're not taking out this Incin, I'm about to be a bully to your Xerneas. Zero Dono, gifting 2 subs. Yo, good morning, good morning. Happy to have you in the stream, my friend. Welcome. Hopefully you're having a good Friday morning. Big Moongeist Beam. Make sure we take this Crobat out. And again, doesn't really matter what they bring in this situation. We have a good pin on most things. But thank you so much for the gifted subs. Hope you're having a great day. And yeah, here we are. We're doing pretty good. The Xerneas will get absolutely rocked by like a max Incin. And this is a full attack Incineroar, right? With a speed drop because we room serviced. So it's really, really cool how this Incineroar is working right here. I'm trying to think though. Do they go in Xerneas here? I think they do, right? I'm trying to remember what they bring out exactly. Because I know the Xerneas comes out eventually, and there's not that much I can do about it. There's the Xern. There it is. The big Xern. So in this situation, this was my plan the whole time, was to like low-key get a board state where I get a Trick Room and I have Incineroar and Lunala. What Mon do you hope to see used less? Regieleki. Like, I think Regieleki really makes the... And Whimsicott. Regieleki and Whimsicott make the game really hard to play. Just because, like, there's no reason not to use them. But, let's see. I think we double into the Xerneas, right? Did I max my Incin? I definitely should max the Incin here. There's also an argument to be made for, like, maxing the Lunala to get, like, defense drops. Forgot to sub yourself. Oh, man, there's another sub. Oh, man. Yo, use those subs up. Holy moly. Thank you so much, man. It's been a wonderful day. Appreciate the subs. That's way too nice. Big Friday energy. Switching out the Groudon. That Groudon's big scared. Like, that Groudon got fake outed, protected, and switched. This is the saddest Groudon the world has ever seen. And so here we go. Big Max Incineroar. You do be loving it. Yo, Mew, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Big Incineroar. Oh, look at that. Full... I'm not going to say adamant. Brave. We're brave. Braveheart Incineroar. And of course, the Xerneas pops to protect. So that's very, very defensive player. But the cool thing is, like, this should put them within range of, like, a bunch of other stuff. You have to make certain teams just so you don't lose instead of creating teams you like to create. I would agree. I would definitely agree. And so we know that our team here is now Xerneas, Zapdos, Groudon, which I think is fine. I think it's okay. But yeah, you used to have to dedicate resources in your team to make sure you didn't auto-lose the stuff. So it used to be like your items would be wasted on like respecting stuff. You have to run like Lumberries, Chesto Berries, Wide Herbs. And now it's to the point where you just can't run specific Pokemon, even if you have the right items, just because you get rolled by like just the sheer amount of damage and stuff from other stuff. Like Dynamax just one-shots things instead of like lowering their stats or using status moves. Yeah, no, I think Jay was talking about, do you want to see less used? Not which mon, or, yeah. What mon do you hope to see used less? Yeah, that's the thing, it's like, they got a double protect. This guy gets a double protect on his Xerneas. I was so salty. I was like, bro, that would have O-coded so much. And now I'm so sad. Never ever lucky. They got the double protect Xerneas. And now I'm going to be out of max turns, because I still have to hit the damn thing. So, like, when you see people that just go for that, like, turn 3 double protect type play, it's like, bro, come on. I'd love to see a mechanic where you upload a team and battle against an advanced AI using that team with a team in your party battle team. Then you can figure out which team was better or test one team against certain weaknesses. That used to be a mechanic way back in Gen 2. There was a trainer that you could do that to. You could, when you battled this, there was a trainer that you were able to fight in Viridian City in Gen 2 that its team would be the last team that you used in like a link cable battle, right? And so you'd be able to battle against yourself and test your stuff like that. Is that what you're talking about? That was a thing all the way back in Gold and Silver. Finally got the shiny Zapdos. I hunted since 2021. The trio is complete. Oh my gosh, congrats. Shiny Zapdos. That's great. Do you think certain mons need buffs? No, I don't think buffs. This isn't like League of Legends or like Street Fighter or Smash Brothers. Like buffs just confuse people, right? When you change like base stats or change abilities and stuff like shit like that, that just confuses people. It's not really helpful, I think. They should bring it back. Yeah, that was fun. I used to do that all the time. You can battle them once per day. Yep, I used to do that all the time. They give a shit ton of like experience and money too. I think they also set it to 50. It was cool. It was a really cool mechanic. So now their Xerneas is here. The Xerneas is now here. Not that much I can do about it yet. Finally catching a stream. We're here. I don't think Incin's actually that big of a deal. I really don't. Incin is not nearly as oppressive as like Regieleki or Whimsicott or Indeedee. Or like, we haven't even started talking about restricteds. Incin's not... If people stopped using Incin, people would just use like Hitmontop. It's the same thing. Like, it doesn't get parting, but that's fine. You know, people just use Scrafty, you know? Yeah, the only way to give buff a Pokemon is to give all forms or Evos. I agree. That's the only acceptable way to do it, and that's like another Pokemon. Or they change it, you know? Can't believe that Steel Spike KO'd my Lunala, by the way. Very surprised. Mucho surpriso. I don't think Incin like is that unbalanced. I really don't. Like, I'm literally using Incin right now, but this is like how often you see me use this Pokemon. I don't think like the meta can deal with this Pokemon. So big Palkia time. We gotta go Palkia here. And then I get to resend out my Incin. It's sick. Oh, yeah, that's good, though. See, like, yeah, Incin can pull these Pardon Shot techs off. It's like, Incin's that broken. I'm literally just on a showcase showing how busted Incin is this whole game. Yeah, I agree. Aleki should be a restricted. If Aleki was a restricted, I'd still use it. I would use an Aleki as my restricted. Is that a Zern? Yes, it is. Big Zern energy. So we gotta get the Trick 'em up. Gotta get the Fake Out off. And then the plan is to then underspeed the Zern, Hydro it, get the win there. But, yeah, Xerneas is a hard Pokemon to deal with. You gotta respect it every single turn. I've done a good job. It's gotten the double protect off. It's protected like 3 or 4 other times and like switched and done everything. And like, I've respected that slot every single turn of this game when I see the Zern. What's their team? It was like Groudon, Zern, Crobat. I think they had a Rilla and something else. Genie should be restricted. Yeah, I agree. Another Protect Zern. It's like, bro, come on. Would Drago be more busted if it were a different type? Not like Regidrago? Regidrago's good. I made a video with Regidrago like yesterday. It was good. Good mom. So we get big quaked on the instant slot. Regidrago busted. Oh, I forgot to send out the notification that we were live today. I wondered why like our viewership was a little low. I just forgot to tell everyone in Discord. So that it was only people from Twitch. Oh well. Maybe I'll stream again and then tell people later and always my notification. I don't like sending too many notifications in the Discord. I don't like sending too many. And the entity here. Whims and the Lucky do give me nightmares. I'm only casual and usually only get to Great Ball on the ladder thanks to the advice. You can always just use a rental code. You know what I mean? Like there's rental codes that can get you up there. But like Whims forces your opponent into a very specific play style. It says the game's happening at this tempo, whether you like it or not. And if you can stop me, you know, then the game's played at the normal tempo. So like Whims is like a win-win-win in like every situation because you're forcing your opponent to play the game at whatever speed you want it to be played at. Christmas early, I know, right? But yeah, they have a SpDef boost on the Xerneas. The Groudon has a lot of SpDef boost too. If you let the Xerneas get the Geo off, you lose. Like that's how it works. Palkia versus Zern is not the best matchup. So the Groudon goes for Protect here. Trying to go for the Protect Geo. And we gotta hit this Hydro. We gotta hit this Hydro. Gotta hit the Hydro. Come on, Palkia. Let's go, Palkia. That's what I'm talking about. Xerneas down for the count. Big busted. Feels great, doesn't it? Feels great. Stupid double Protect Xerneas. Getting destroyed. One sec. I'm supposed to do a coaching session right now. I told him I'm almost done. But yeah, Groudon gets taken out, and then we win. Alright. So, here we go. Look at this game. 77 hours on Legends Arceus. Still haven't gotten the full decks. I don't think I have the full decks either in Legends Arceus. But super standard team over there. Very Rinya Sun-esque. Gastrodon's pretty broke. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for stopping by. And yeah, we're good to go. I think I bring Carbink in this one. I've actually liked bringing Carbink versus Rinya's Sun because it tunnels them into playing the game a very specific way. If you get on Unite anytime before bed, hit me up. I'll get you to Masters. Yeah, I'll let you know. For sure. For sure. But we're waiting for them. I think there's a reason I saved this game for last. I think it's a really funny game too. Do you anticipate the new box art legendaries to outperform Zamazenta to Zacian? I don't think Zacian will ever be replaced in terms of like what it brings. Like realistically, if there were ever to make a Pokemon better than Zacian, like I wouldn't play. Right? The only way that you can make it be better than Zacian is to have it do what Zacian does, but have an AoE attack. Like, yes, I would like Behemoth Blade on both targets, please. I use Wyguard a lot. I use Wyguard a lot, actually. Yesterday's video, we used Wyguard. Tomorrow's YouTube video, we used Wyguard. I use Wyguard in most of my teams. I'd be less mad at misses if you still did the attack animation, if there was like a dodge animation or something. I agree, that they could do dodge animations. Yeah, they already do Shadow Rider, I know, right? Speedy Sceptile with sub was so tight. Yeah, Sceptile's good. Alright, so Zacian Groudon. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah, just double restrict a wee. The cool thing about this is you could fake out one of these guys guaranteed every single time. Get fake out at Zacian. Imagine if Zacian could Dynamax to avoid fake out. And so yeah, you can do whatever you want here. You can do whatever you want. I get up Trick Room. I do be getting up Trick Room. Yeet. Big fake out. We're not doing any battles, viewer battles today. Heavy slamming to my Carbink, bro. Carbink thick. Thank you for not killing my Incineroar, by the way. Appreciate you, friend. Oh, I remember this turn. This is such a dumb turn. All right. In this situation, the Zacian obviously didn't protect. So I was like, okay, well, he'll probably protect this turn if he has it. Because, like, Trick Room's up now. Right? Trick Room's up. We're good to go. I'm going to nuke this Groudon. I want it Groud gone. Know what I'm saying? Full attack, Adamant Incin, Flare Blitz, sorry, Max Flare in the sun. How does it not get Body Press? What, Zenta? Zenta, I wouldn't even use Body Press if it was an option. Close combat's like literally better. It would not, the game isn't balanced that way to like be able to deal with that. But yeah. So like the Zacian should be protecting, right? And the Groudon can't protect because it's vested because it showed Heavy Slam. Otherwise it wouldn't have Heavy Slam. So this should be a good play. Am I wrong in saying that this should be a good play? No protect Zacian. Where's the protect? Huh? He just doesn't feel like it? He's like, yeah, I'm okay. I don't need protect. Groudon's like alive on a freaking sliver. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? All you had to do was like protect your Zacian and like P-Blades and you win the game. Double crit, by the way. Double crit the P-Blades. You remember how he's intimidated? He double crit me. It's like, bro, come on. You're using 2 restricteds. I let Carbink and Sin, and you just roll me over. Bend me over, show me the 50 states while you're at it. It's fine. Oh my gosh. Yeah, how do you come back? How do you come back from that? This is hard. I'm looking at this in a play. I don't even remember how we come out of this if we do. 1 in a million, I know, right? Actually, hold on. I can show you a picture. This is relevant. Alright, I made this a long time ago. Let me see if I can find it. I can't, it's not there anymore. It might be there still. Nah, I can't find it. But I made something stupid. I guess I'll never find it. It was a Yu-Gi-Oh joke. Oh well. Anyways. Stupid Groudon's off the board. Now the Zacian has Protect, obviously, right? I think he showed it. Now I'm gonna find this freaking... this tweet. I wanna find it. I wanna find it. It's funny. I'm gonna find it. I'm never gonna find this, man. Impossible. Oh well. Anyways, we're still playing this game. I'm not out yet. We're still playing the game. But I had like a... I don't know if you guys have seen like any like FGC manga edits where they edit like panels from like, you know, manga and then make it like spun towards whatever game most people do, or like fighting games. I did one for VGC that was like, it was Yu-Gi-Moto from like the Yu-Gi-Oh series, like mind crushing someone, and it's like, first I'll hit both my P-blades and then I'll crit, and then there's a guy like getting mind crushed. It's like, no. It was really funny though. I edited it really well. It looked really, really good. It's on Twitter somewhere. I could scroll for like 10 years and find it, but it's funny. Oh yeah, I remember what happens here. All right, so we get the Incin off the board. Yeah, literal anime protag energy, right? Crit fake out. Yo, hold. It's okay. It's fair. Fair and balanced gameplay about to be happening. Fair and balanced gameplay literally about to be happening, I hear. It's okay. It's okay. That was a crazy turn, by the way. Alright, so now I got Yan. We're asleep now. Okay. What do you do here if you're me? What's the play? Lunala's asleep. Pal can get KO'd by player off. What do you do? Right? What do you do in this situation? You just attack. You hope to God that they hit the Lunala slot. Right? You TR, yeah. Did I TR? I think I did, right? You just got it. You can't protect with the Palkia. If they go after the Lunala, you lose. Sorry, yeah. If they go after the Palkia, you lose. You have to hope that they go to the Lunala. You get the TR. All right. Here we go. Time for payback. We got to do it. You just got to go deep. Hydro? Yeah, Hydro? You guys ready for the Joe UX9 special? Bruh! Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, we take those, man. Palkia busted. Got his dancing shoes on. Oh yeah, we take those. That's a good emote. Whose emote's that? Oh, do I have that emote? Can I use that? I'm subscribed, right? Where's that emote? Oh my gosh, that's like my favorite emote on Twitch. Who did you pay to get that? Oh yeah, that's good. I hit 2 Hydros and they missed their player off. Sometimes lucky me. And we take those, man. It's just that easy. Just that easy. Ah, okay. That's a good emote. That's a good emote. So, in conclusion, Carbink actually does work. I know we were pretty negative talking about like all the different restricteds and other combos of stuff you can run, but hard trick room teams do work. They're kind of hard to use. They're a little bit reactive. Like all those games that we won today, we would have lost if they just led like turn 1 Shadow Rider in prison. And we didn't fight any of those, so we were able to do okay. Which is kind of what I talked about at the beginning of the stream. Most games are kind of just won or lost in the team preview. You know if you're going to win, judging on the matchup. You know if you're going to lose. We do take those wins when we can get them. Carbink's pretty cool, and yeah, it's a lot of fun to use. So hopefully you guys like it.